Welcome to week 2 of Februllage. This week we're working with ladder, wrong way, tangle, toxic, remember, wolf, and dream. So at this point, I'm going to send you over to the first video if you haven't watched it yet, where we did the first week of Februllage. This video is going to be week 2. And I am going to take the first step, which is to look through my materials and see if any of my pages and magazines scream at me for any of these words. All right, let's start with ladder, which is day 8 of Februllage. Ladder was actually very difficult for me to find any kind of inspiration. I had an image in my mind that I know that I have in my stash somewhere, but I, for the life of me, cannot find it. So yeah, I was kind of thinking for these images to like prop up a ladder, but like I couldn't find a ladder anywhere in any of my magazines. So we're gonna put these two aside. And then I finally found an image that even had a ladder on it. So there's like this movie set and there's a ladder here. So I mean, it's super slim pickings for me in terms of the ladder reference, but we're gonna go with it. So as this movie scene is like on the coast, there's like a whole shipyard here. I wondered if I could like maybe cut out somehow the floor here, the cement, and slip this otter in where like his head, I would cut it out and it would like peek out somewhere. But then I didn't know what else to do with it. Like I feel like there would need to be something more to that collage. So then I looked and I have this like Disney wildlife kind of book. It's like got real images of animals here, but also a ton of like Disney characters illustrated throughout. So I was thinking, first I saw this guy. This is what inspired it. And I thought, ooh, what if they were like running through the set? And that could be pretty interesting actually. Then I'm kind of experimenting with a bunch of these other running characters. I would cut out both of the mice and have them maybe a little bit more close together or something. This is actually part of this image, so I thought, oh well, he is a seal. We are on the water front. So what if I like stuck him behind some of these people and then somehow, you know, make that work. So I mean, I don't hate that idea. I quite like this a lot. So if I did this, I could put him in the back. And here we have ladder, which I think is really funny because the ladder is in the background. It's not even really part of the story, but this was the best I could do for the term ladder. Day 9 is wrong way. This one, these are the images I had come up with for this one. I thought, well, maybe if we take like somebody on a trail and then have something coming against them, it would look like it's going the wrong way. The scale didn't really work for this. The scale didn't really work for this. Not necessarily the scale, I should say perspective didn't really work for these. So we'll put these aside. We're gonna go ahead and pursue this. So what I wanna do is I wanna cut these guys out and I wanna put them on the road in this traffic. So like they are disrupting all of these vehicles during a busy time on the road. So let's go ahead and cut that out and see how that looks. So here's what I came up with for wrong way. I've got these dinosaur-esque lizards interrupting traffic, and they've got a vehicle in a bit of a bind. And then I really like this sign that says work with your biggest problems first. So it's like, are you stressed about the traffic jam, or are you stressed about these giant lizards? So I think it was kind of funny. Anyway, wrong way is complete. Next day, day 10, is tangle. So I actually wanted to cut out these bracelets and wrap them around this doll's head, and then maybe put her in this weird busy overpass situation. And I want to kind of see how that looks for tangle. I have 2 bracelets here trimmed out and put on the doll head. I had kind of tried to play around with this a little bit, just because I like the tangle of roads, if you will. But I just didn't feel like the 2 images really mesh well together. So then I grabbed a few more bracelets in case I want to add any more to the tangle. And as far as other ideas, here are a bunch. I'm going to walk through some of these ideas with you to see if anything really stands out to me. I thought I could cut out a couple of the branches and stick her in here. Kind of looks cool. I don't know. I thought of maybe cutting around the neck area here, this line, and trying to merge the 2 together so that her body is the bird and then she's kind of tangled in the reeds here. Is an idea. Do I need the chains then for that? Yes, I don't know. I feel like I really like the chains on her. So, I don't know. That's an idea. And my last idea is this one, to either, oh no, this is my second last idea, because this image, both sides can kind of work. I would cut out some of these spikes, put her in here, and then I would hang some more of these off of some of these other spikes. There are some of these lemurs here which kind of don't make sense with the rest of the image, but at least I would be able to tie in the jewelry, or the chains, I guess. And then on this side, I thought it would be funny if I just cut out the feathers and then stuck her head in here, like she's a bird girl with this big feathery collar. I think it's funny. I don't know that I would want the chains then, and then we're not really playing to the word tangled. So yeah, I'm actually kind of leaning, as much as I think this would be fun to try, I'm actually leaning more towards this one. And that's what we came up with for tangle. There are things about this that I like. Yeah, I guess I'm not in love with it, but I like it. So there's tangle. Day 11 is toxic. So for this one, the main piece that was inspiring me was this robot girl. So what I was kind of thinking for this girl was to have snakes. So I would cut out this section, where you can see the robot, and I would have snakes coming out. So I guess that's a heads up for anybody who doesn't like snakes. I mean, I found a slug also, I don't know. And then here are some other creepy looking worms. Here's like a centipede that I would not take the time to cut out all the legs. I would just cut it out as a snake or worm. Here's one. I also thought maybe mushrooms, but I don't think I'm vibing with the mushrooms out of the head for this one. Here's another snake. Going the wrong way, but we might be able to make it work. Here are a couple toxic type backgrounds, I thought. That one is pretty cool. This one, I thought. Was it this one? Yeah. Yeah, this was the one. I thought was kind of neat. and it kind of lends to the snaky vibe. That was entirely too difficult. I do kind of like how it turned out. However, a few things went wrong. I had to piece together like a 2-page spread to complete these little clouds or whatever they are. So that didn't quite work out the way I would have liked. And then I had glued this part on, and then I needed to put this behind, so that was an error on my part, so I had to peel this back, and in doing so kind of wore down the ink, so that's why you see those marks. If I were to make this a digital print, I would have to go in to my program and like edit all of these things so that they looked better, but I mean, it's doable. Just this is what we came up with for Toxic. Day 12 was Remember. So I had this image, which I really like. It's just this man looking at his cup of tea with a woman. It could be his mother, it could be his wife, who knows. So I was thinking of maybe having something coming out of his tea and or in the frame instead of this image of a woman. So I do like that idea, but I don't know what I would put in either of these. So that's an idea. And alternatively, I thought, well, what if we do like more of a stereotypical kind of collage, one that isn't maybe surrealistic, but more abstract, using like iconic images from the past. So we have the Kool-Aid Man, we've got this vintage vehicle, we've got like computer circuits with like a CD, and then I have this vintage folder which I thought I could browse through. So we have like Cabbage Patch dolls, just some more generic 80s looking imagery. What else? I really like this. I think this is cute, but I'm not really sure if this could work. Could the hand come out of the image? It's a bit awkward. But I do like it. I just don't know if they would work together. So there's a bunch of more vintage. Ooh, that's cool. I like this. I remember cutting this one out now, but I do like that. So maybe I can get some inspo from this folder. So once again, I changed gears completely, and I didn't go with any of these ideas. I actually ended up with this. So the Remember aspect is, this is like more of a vintage photo, and just, you know, that vibe of being with your family in this big vehicle. She does have a seatbelt on, so it's after the seatbelt laws. But yeah, just kind of more of a nostalgic looking photo. I've got this arm holding out a Happy Meal box and spilling fries all over the dog. So I thought it was kind of cute. So we're gonna go with this for Remember. Day 13, Wolf. I actually had this idea already almost finished from many months ago, but I figured it would work perfectly for this prop, so I'm just gonna put it together and call it a win. I do have this little sticky note here because apparently there's a naked woman in this herd of sheep, which I don't understand, but okay. So we are just going to use the sheep as a background for this wolf and lamb. So that is going to be the wolf prompt. Let me put this together and I'll show you how it looks in the end. So I had just taken this man who was already holding a sheep, cut off his head, put on a wolf head, and then put them on a sheep background. So that is Wolf. The last prompt for this week is Dream. So day 14, Dream. I actually had, once again, had some kind of idea, but I pulled out a few options just in case I wanted to explore other ideas. So yes, here we are. The idea that I did have was to put to cut her out a little bit more, like obviously better, and then kind of nestle her in this line of trees and have her face be like a mountain. I thought that could kind of be cool. I'm not sure what else I would add to the collage. I have this girl who's also sleeping, so if I cut her out, like I could like set her on top like that, but I don't know if I'm really loving that. So yeah, we have this idea, but I did grab a couple of other backgrounds, like this one. With the way her face gets cut off, I would have to trim this, and it doesn't quite read the same. It does read a little bit more dreamily, I suppose, than this, because of the background just seems more ethereal. There was this one that was a little bit more intense, but we won't go with that. And then this would be a completely different idea, not with the face, just because it's a bed dream, you know. But I think we're gonna go with this idea. Now it's just a matter of which background to choose and what will be my extra element. So firstly, let's cut her face out. So I've got kind of a couple things floating around in my head. I really like this door here because it kind of like leans into that we're in her head kind of thing. I kind of like that. I like the colors that the gems are, you know, reflecting from the background. I also like it without, but I do feel like it's missing something without. I thought of putting the door like nestled in the mountains here, and then having these poking up from the trees down here, whatever. I don't like that arrangement, so we're gonna put these off to the side. Let's say we keep the door down here, and we put like this golden Godzilla character in the mountains or something, or climbing on her face, or I don't really know, on her nose, on her, I'm not really sure. This idea doesn't fully read anything to me, so I'm kind of putting him to the side. And then I thought, what if we added like a black and white element to this very colorful scene, and something that's like more whimsical, like this boar on, what do you call these things? I don't know, some kind of steampunk machine. Kind of not feeling that one either, so I'm leaning more back to these gems, even though it doesn't read 100% how, I don't know, I can't figure out if it's distracting or not from this beautiful background, or if it's good. But I think I might just go ahead with this one. And there we have day 14 Dream. So these are the collages that I came up with for week 2 of Februllage. I feel like week 2 was a bit weaker, honestly, than week 1. I felt a lot more stumped. But yeah, let's just go through them. Day 8 was ladder, and I came up with this one using the little ladder in the background to fulfill the prompt. Day 9 is wrong way, and I used this big traffic jam and some prehistoric creatures interrupting traffic with this funny billboard. Work with your biggest problems first. Day 10 was tangle, and I came up with this doll head in these jagged mountains, tangled up in these chains. They are bracelets, but I'm gonna go with chains. Day 11 was toxic, and we put this science gloved finger in this smoky volcano with some mysterious bluish green something coming out of it. Day 12 was remember, and for this one I chose this vintage picture, being in the car with your siblings and your family eating McDonald's. Got this hand holding a Happy Meal box, pouring out fries on the dog. So I think that one's pretty cute. Day 13 was wolf, and we've got this man body with a wolf head carrying a lamb in a flock of sheep. And I think that one translates quite well for wolf. And our last one for day 14 was dream. So we've got this really curious large head mountain thing in this beautiful sunset with a door to her mind, perhaps her dreams, and these gems. And this is how week 2 looks for Februllage. Let me know what you guys think. What kind of ideas came to your head when you thought of some of these one-word prompts? And yeah, I think we should just chat in the comments below about collage and creativity. And yeah, I look forward to chatting with you in the comments below. Have a lovely day. Bye!